The Aztecs had a cure for malaria before Europeans even knew what malaria was. The Incas performed successful brain surgery with a 90% survival rate, higher than Civil War-era America. And then the conquistadors arrived and burned it all. Before Columbus, indigenous peoples of the Americas had developed one of the most sophisticated medical systems in human history. Within a century of European contact, most of it was deliberately destroyed, and we're still trying to recover what we lost. The Aztecs maintained botanical gardens larger than anything in Europe, cataloging over 3,000 medicinal plants. They had specialized doctors and used willow bark for pain, the same compound we now call aspirin. In 1552, an Aztec physician named Martin de la Cruz compiled the Badianis manuscript, describing hundreds of treatments using native plants. It's one of the only pre-Columbian medical texts that survived. One out of potentially thousands. The Spanish weren't interested in learning. Catholic authorities declared indigenous medicine witchcraft. Healers were persecuted. Medical texts were burned. Botanical gardens were destroyed. The Incas practiced trepanation, drilling holes in the skull, with such skill that skulls show complete healing. They used coca leaves as anesthetic and understood altitude sickness better than Europeans would for centuries. When the Spanish killed the healers and banned the practices, those transmission lines were cut forever. Modern pharmaceutical companies have discovered dozens of drugs by studying the few remaining indigenous practices: quinine for malaria, curare for surgery, contraceptive compounds. But for every plant we've rediscovered, dozens more have been lost. Here's the tragedy. Modern medicine is now desperately searching the rainforest for new compounds, using million-dollar technology to find what indigenous people already knew. We're reinventing knowledge that existed 500 years ago. Scientists estimate that less than 10% of pre-Columbian botanical knowledge survived colonization. 90% of an entire medical tradition erased. When colonizers destroyed indigenous medical knowledge, they didn't just commit cultural genocide, they robbed all of humanity. Those healers were scientists working with thousands of years of accumulated wisdom. And we burned the library without ever reading the books. Don't forget to subscribe for more.